It's another week of ups and downs for the Miami Dolphins, and as Thursday's game against the Buffalo Bills approaches, the excitement is building, but there are big questions hanging over the team. Let's start with the running backs, Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. Both are dealing with injuries, and their status for the game remains uncertain. Mostert is nursing a chest injury, and Achane has an ankle issue after limping off during the final moments of last week's game. These two are key players, and if they can't suit up on Thursday, it's going to be a major blow for Miami's offense. The Dolphins' injury report didn't paint a pretty picture. Even though Tuesday was just a walkthrough, it was clear that if there had been a full practice, Mostert, Achane, and wide receiver Malik Washington would have been sidelined. Achane's injury came after he caught a 10-yard pass in the final moments of the Dolphins' game-winning drive, while Mostert seemed uncomfortable earlier in the game. If both running backs are out, the rookie Jalen Wright could step in. But can a rookie handle the pressure of a primetime game against Buffalo? That's a big ask. Let's not forget that three other players would have been limited in practice as well: right guard Liam Eichenberg, shoulder; cornerback Jalen Ramsey, hamstring; and linebacker Jaylon Phillips, Achilles. The Dolphins are banged up, and that's a concern, especially going up against a tough Bills squad. But football is a next-man-up kind of sport, and whoever steps onto that field Thursday night is going to have to bring their best. Now, Jalen Wright, the rookie running back, hasn't had much of a chance to prove himself yet. He was inactive for the season opener, and he wasn't exactly shocked by it. Wright was honest about it, saying he understood why, pointing out that even Achane was a healthy scratch for his first NFL game. But now with injuries piling up, Wright might get his shot. Is he ready? He sure thinks so, saying he's preparing himself to be ready to go Thursday. But we'll see how that pans out. There's some good news in the midst of all the injury concerns. Jalen Ramsey's contract extension, for example, gives the team a little more flexibility in the future. His cap hit for next year stays the same at $7.95 million, but the 2025 number drops by nearly $10 million. That's huge for a team that's constantly battling to manage its cap space. But don't get too excited just yet. Even with that cap relief, the Dolphins are still over the 2025 cap by more than $15 million. It's a juggling act, and the front office is going to have to make some moves to stay under the cap. But for now, they've got some breathing room, with $23.6 million in current cap space, a big improvement from where they were just a few weeks ago. Shifting back to the field, let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa. He's coming off a game where he led the league in passing yards with 338, and his leadership was on full display. Tua gave an emotional halftime speech that, according to wide receiver Braxton Berrios, was game-changing. Tua didn't mince words. He called out himself, his coaches, and his teammates. The team had been sloppy, breaking the huddle too late, and that just doesn't fly in the NFL. You can't win games if you're constantly scrambling to beat the play clock. Tua took control, and it made a difference. That's the kind of leadership Miami needs as they gear up for Thursday. Speaking of that last game, the Dolphins' offensive line deserves some love. They allowed quarterback pressures on only 14.6% of their passing plays, the best in the league for Week 1. Terron Armstead, Austin Jackson, and Liam Eichenberg were standout performers, according to Pro Football Focus. That kind of protection gives Tua the time he needs to make big plays, and it's going to be crucial if Miami hopes to take down Buffalo.